Number 10, the sleep paralysis demon detector. You wake up in the middle of the night, frozen, can't move, can't talk, and oh, great! There's a dark figure looming in the corner of your room. Is that a demon? A burglar? A very confident raccoon? Nope, it's just your brain glitching between REM sleep and reality. See, when you sleep, your brain locks your muscles to keep you from acting out dreams. It's called rematonia, and it's a safety feature. But sometimes, you wake up before that lock releases and you get stuck in a nightmare with your eyes open. Why the demon hallucinations? Because your ancient brain assumes that if you're paralyzed and vulnerable, there must be a predator nearby. So it invents one. Thanks, brain. Really helpful. Back in caveman days, this probably helped you survive ambushes. Now, it just helps you emotionally scar yourself every Tuesday at 3 a.m. Soanak! Number 9. The scream relay system. You hear someone scream, and even before you process it, your whole body tenses like you're in a horror movie. Your heart races, your breath shortens, your brain goes, run! Even if the scream came from someone dropping a latte, this is your ancient alarm system. Early humans didn't have group texts or air raid sirens, so screaming was the original emergency broadcast. One person spots a snake? They scream. 5 people hear it? They scream too. And suddenly the whole tribe is sprinting into the woods before anyone has even seen the snake. This system still works today. One toddler cries in a supermarket, and every adult within earshot turns into an anxious meerkat. You know it's probably nothing but your brain doesn't care. Evolution programmed you to react first and fact-check later. Basically, it's a prehistoric chain reaction of panic, and you're hardwired to join in, whether it's useful or not. Number 8, the sitting duck reflex. You're sitting in a cafe with your back to the door, and something feels wrong. You keep shifting, glancing over your shoulder. You're irrationally twitchy for someone eating a muffin. That's because your brain absolutely hates not being able to see what's behind you. Evolution taught your ancestors to never sit with their back to the cave entrance because surprise attacks were a thing. Saber-toothed tigers didn't RSVP. Even today, if you enter a restaurant and see an empty seat facing the door, that's probably where your instincts tell you to sit. Not because of logic, but because your inner caveman is screaming. Don't be easy to stab, and when you do sit with your back exposed, your body shifts into mild threat watch mode. Heart rate's up, muscles tense, you're not relaxed. You're an anxious muffin target. Wing number 7, the imaginary fall freakout. You're walking down the stairs, and suddenly your brain screams, "You're falling!" even though you're perfectly balanced. Or worse, you're lying in bed and your whole body jerks like someone drop-kicked you off a cliff. That's called a hypnic jerk. And no, it's not a ghost or a caffeine overdose. It's your ancient nervous system confusing falling asleep with literally falling. Back in tree sleeping days, this glitch might have saved your life. If you nodded off in a bad position, the brain would zap you awake before you plummeted out of your leafy bunk bed. But now, it just makes you look like someone who flinched at a dream about tripping on air. Basically, your survival instincts are still living in a tree while you're trying to sleep on memory foam. Number 6, the Oracle's gas leak. Let's say you're sitting in a room that smells weird. Not like bad food, weird, more like ancient tomb mixed with nail salon. Suddenly, you feel dizzy, your thoughts get foggy, and you're convinced something mystical is happening. Congratulations, you've just had a spiritual experience caused by a gas leak. The Oracle at Delphi, one of the most famous prophetesses in ancient history, gave her predictions while literally inhaling brain-melting fumes. Archaeologists found that the temple sits on a fault line that leaks ethylene gas, a substance that makes you feel euphoric, loopy, and occasionally dead. But here's the twist: your brain loves giving meaning to nonsense. So when your neurons are floating through a chemical soup, it doesn't think, possible neurotoxin. It thinks, yes, the gods speak to me now. Modern version? People feel a presence or get visions in old basements, when really, it's just carbon monoxide. Your brain interprets oxygen starvation as divine revelation. Basically, you're one gas leak away from starting a cult. Number 5. The super sprinter. Picture this. You hear a sudden loud bang behind you. Before your brain even processes what happened, your legs are already running like you're in a Nike ad for survival. You don't stop to ask questions, you just launch into a full sprint powered by ancient panic juice. This is your startle reflex hijacking your body. It's older than language and twice as dramatic. When your brain thinks you're in danger, it bypasses the logic center completely. It dumps adrenaline into your bloodstream, jacks up your heart rate, and turns you into a terrified Olympian. The threat doesn't even have to be real, just unexpected. A car backfiring, a balloon popping, someone yelling boo. Once, this was useful. If a lion roared, the human who sprinted away first usually lived. Now, you just look like someone who panicked at a microwave beep. The best part? After sprinting 5 meters like your life depended on it, you'll stop, panting, and go. Oh, never mind. It was a squirrel. Number 4. The poisoned mummies. You ever feel weird after walking into an old attic, museum basement, or ancient tomb? That dry throat, that creepy feeling, that urge to nope out? Welcome to the mummy's curse, brought to you by mold, bacteria, and your immune system panicking like it's 3,000 bows. Beep. See? When archaeologists started opening ancient Egyptian tombs, some mysteriously got sick or even died. Naturally, the world said, curse. But modern science says, nope, just toxic spores and ancient fungi. These tombs were sealed for centuries, creating the perfect petri dish for deadly microbes. And your body, when exposed to that cocktail of ancient death dust, doesn't calmly analyze. It freaks out like it's being hexed by a pharaoh. Cue fever, chills, hallucinations, maybe a dramatic faint if you're going for full Victorian. In short, your immune system can't tell the difference between a biological threat and a supernatural one. Which means yes, your body literally reacts to mold as if it were a mummy's revenge. Because nothing says modern biology like being haunted by germs. Number 3. The crystal skulls. You see a glowing crystal skull in a museum. It looks mysterious, ancient, possibly filled with alien secrets. Your brain immediately goes, magic artifact, bad news. It's a 19th century decorative fake, carved with modern tools, no aliens, just Victorians being extra. Humans love shiny objects, especially ones shaped like human heads. Blame your prehistoric fascination with faces and sparkly things. Your visual cortex lights up like a slot machine when it sees symmetry, reflection, and mystery. So when someone in the 1800s created glassy skulls and claimed they were Maya relics of lost power, people wanted to believe. Museums bought them. Spiritualists wrote books. People meditated next to them to open portals. Turns out, they were likely made in Germany with rotary wheels. That's right. Aliens didn't leave psychic skulls, we just got played by German jewelers. Still, your brain wants it to be real. Because mystery feels better than reality. You don't want a paperweight. You want a cursed object that unlocks ancient knowledge and maybe sets things on fire. Basically, your imagination is a toddler with glitter glue, It'll decorate anything into a miracle. Number 2. The Salem Witch bonfires. You're walking through the woods, the trees creak, the air feels wrong, and you suddenly get the urge to confess to crimes you didn't commit. Why? Because your brain, under stress, defaults to mass hysteria mode. Welcome to the psychological train wreck that was the Salem Witch Trials. In 1692, an entire Puritan town lost its collective mind because a few teenage girls got bored and started accusing people of witchcraft. That's not an exaggeration. Boredom, repressed emotions, and probably a toxic dose of religious fear turned into one of the most paranoid social meltdowns in history. And guess what? Your brain still has the wiring for this. It's called social contagion when fear, behavior, or belief spreads through a group faster than facts ever could. One person starts twitching, and suddenly the whole town is possessed. One accusation, and everyone starts seeing witches in their oatmeal. The underlying instinct? Survival through conformity? If the crowd's panicking, your ancient brain assumes that you should be too, even if the facts make zero sense. It's why rumors spread faster than reason, and why humans can get sucked into moral panics like it's a group hobby. Today's version? TikTok diagnoses, online outrage mobs, and moral freakouts over things like cartoons corrupting the youth. No bonfires, thankfully, but the paranoia mechanism is alive and twitching. Basically, your brain is just a few stress hormones away from joining a pitchfork mob. Number 1. The shroud that glows. You're in a dim church. There's a mysterious cloth behind glass. It looks like it has a glowing face burned into it. People are weeping. Some say it's divine. Your brain, meanwhile, is doing what it always does when confronted with vague visuals, making stuff up. This is the pareidolia instinct, your brain's deeply embarrassing habit of seeing patterns, especially faces, where none exist. Toast? Face? Clouds? Face? Burn mark on a tortilla? Literal Jesus! Take the Shroud of Turin, one of the most famous relics in history. Many believed it held the miraculous imprint of Christ himself. But science has shown it's more likely a medieval artistic creation, complete with pigment, not divine plasma. Still, millions continue to see it as holy because your brain wants to find meaning. It wants to detect faces, signs, messages from the universe. It's the same reason you see monsters in tree branches at night or think your dog is judging you. Spoiler, he is, but not for that. This instinct was useful when identifying predators, reading social cues, or spotting danger in the wild. But now, it mostly helps you see haunted clowns in wallpaper patterns and divine omens in bathroom tiles. Basically, your brain is a pattern-obsessed detective who's constantly solving mysteries no one asked for,